You're an online coach or agency owner, how would you like to get an 80+% conversion rate? Or if you're a coach, consultant agency, not yet doing at least 10,000 a month, I guarantee it's one of these reasons. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen over 15 years of being a part of launching, building over 2,000 online businesses in the coaching consulting agency space is that they do not refine their sales SOPs. There's 5 SOPs that you want to have refined in place in order to launch, build, scale to 20,000, even $100,000 months. It's Jason Grossman here, the founder of the Surge Institute, also the author of the Online Coaches Business Bible, How to Build a Six, then Seven-Figure Coaching Business. If you stick with me for just a moment, I'm going to share with you 5 SOPs that if you have in place will guarantee you attract more of the right people, get a higher conversion rate when you sell on one-on-one calls or in events or even through chat, and how to be able to begin the process to refine them. So there's 5 sales SOPs. Number 1 is your audience. Number 2 is your messaging. Number 3 is your offer. Number 4, your sales process or script, your presentation. And then number 5 is also your pre-qualifying system. So number 1 is you got to have your audience in place. Until you align your audience, your messaging, and your offer, you're always going to struggle. I look at it like this. Imagine you go fishing and you're fishing in a pond. The pond is the niche or niche for you Americans where you fish. For example, we work with 40 plus women going through menopause that want to lose weight. The pond is the place you fish. You want to make sure you're fishing in the right place. You have a good fishing spot to catch your potential dream clients. Your avatar is your dream client. If you were to catch one fish, the fish is this big fish, then you need to also have the right bait and the right hook. And the bait is the messaging. We use the right messaging in the right pond, in the right audience, with the right hook, which is our offer. Now, the offer needs to be an irresistible offer in the form of a visual aid, what we call a pitch deck. Because a huge mistake a lot of you are making is you're telling people your offer, you're not showing them, monkey see, monkey do. So you want to create a visual aid, turn it to a pitch deck to make the intangible tangible and to make it professional and real. And then this metaphor is just a great metaphor because imagine only catching dream fish, dream clients, somebody that pays you high amount, high value, $1 million a year, whatever it might be. So let's look at number 1 is your audience. Your niche or your niche is the pond we fish in. We need to get very clear on that specific audience. People say you should niche down. I think you should niche up in the beginning, but not too general. I work with online coaches. Great. But in the niche or niche, establish 3 sub niches or niches. For example, business coaches, life coaches, fitness coaches. Now, my avatar is my individual dream client. If I have one client paying me $1 million a year, who is it? It's Tom. He's 35. He's in downtown LA. He's a business coach. He's making 100,000 a year. What are the problems that keep Tom awake at night? They keep him stressed. What are the meta problems? Meta is Greek for above and beyond that those problems create. And then how can we solve those? That's what we're focusing on. So we're going to get very clear on the avatar and the niche. In the description of this, if you're watching this on YouTube or in our mastermind, you get access to my personal avatar worksheet where you can clarify that. You could be fishing in the right pond and have the right audience, and you could be using the right bait, which is the right messaging. But if you don't have the right offer in place, you're not going to catch your dream clients. And you could have the right messaging and you could have the right audience, but if you don't have your offer dialed in, irresistible as many like to call it, I call it ridiculous offer, then you're not going to catch your dream fish. So these 3 things need to be in alignment before you can worry about sales process and also pre-qualifying. The pre-qualifying, you might say, is the fishing rod we use to catch our dream client. So that's our audience and our messaging. To clarify our messaging, the second part is I would focus on creating 3 core message pillars. These are 3 subcontexts or 3 areas that you focus on positioning yourself as an authority figure or credible expert. For example, if I'm a fitness coach, it could be fitness, nutrition, mindset. If I'm a life coach, it could be mindset, relationships, and health. If you're a business coach, it might be sales, marketing, SOPs, or maybe team instead. These 3 core message pillars make it easier for you to target your specific avatar and get the right bait in place in the right location, the right pond, the right audience, the right niche or niche, so that way you can attract them and you can attract your dream client. And so these three core message pillars allow you to create daily content, which I call micro marketing, do events, which I call macro marketing, or even large events, books, podcasts, entire courses, whatever it might be, revolve around these three. For example, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Frank Kern, who came up with the idea many, many years ago, they all have three core message pillars. Grant Cardone, love him or hate him, has sales, money, real estate. They all, if you have a look, have three main core message pillars. Now, that doesn't mean we don't focus on other areas. It just means we do all of our content for our dream client. If your dream client, your avatar, which is an individual caricature, is a stay-at-home mum, then all your content should be for stay-at-home mums. Now, if a dad comes to you, you're not going to say no to his money or no to helping him if he qualifies, but your messaging is specific to that dream client within that niche or niche. And that's really important. So number one, the audience. Number two, your messaging. Number three is your offer. I have never met an online coach or agency making less than $1 million a year, which good chances you, that has their offer down pat and put into a pitch deck what's incredibly irresistible. To create an irresistible offer to sell your services on a sales call, there's 10 main steps. The main component is that you need to create a visual aid, which is a pitch deck. When creating a pitch deck, there's 4 main slides. You don't need less, you don't need more. These slides I've been testing and measuring for 22 years using pitch decks. I was creating and using pitch decks to sell personal training I spent $3,000 on an NEC brick laptop, 60 gig for, it was a massive brick, and I'd whip it out at the end of the PT session and go, this is what you need to invest in. This is the program. So it's all about psychology. When you look at sales, the most important part of authentic sales is that we understand and use the 4-letter F word. Not that word, flow. Everything must flow. A lot of people use the term frictionless. It needs to be frictionless and feel like it's not a sales call, like you're not a greasy salesperson. Have you ever done a call with someone before and you just connected or on the same level, and man, I just want to work with this person, and they become a client, and it flows. So you want it to flow. So 4 slides for your pitch deck. First slide the purpose of the first slide is to capture attention. So it's just title and subtitle, name of your program, how to build to 20K months, the one-on-one business coaching program to build to 20K months in under 6 months, or whatever it might be. Your logo, name a program, capture attention, myopical focus, they're watching the screen. Slide number 2. Purpose of the second slide is to increase perceived value. Okay, to increase perceived value. A lot of coaches especially put a dollar figure on time. And the problem with that is, what's more valuable, time or money? We'll all agree time's more valuable. So when you put a dollar figure on time, it devalues time and therefore your service. So we don't sell time. We don't sell our services as time. We sell it in package or membership form, and we sell results. And the way we do that is we have a checklist of 8 to 12 bullet points, no less than 8, no more than 12, to increase perceived value. We're going to do a 30-minute coaching session each week. You're going to have access to the replays. You're going to have access to a personal AI we've created, access to an online portal. We have a mastermind with the other students in there. And you stack and increase the perceived value. So in their mind, they're thinking, this must be expensive. When you get to the price, you're like, man, what a great deal. You want people to get to the price and go, that's a high price, but I get all that for that price, right? And so the conscious mind can hold 7 plus or minus 2 chunks of information. No less than 8 bullets, no more than 12. Third slide, the purpose is to create clarity. A confused mind's in an active mind. A confused mind's in an active mind. If somebody feels certain, they feel a sense of certainty about what's going to happen when you work together in the future, they're going to make a decision and they're going to act. They're going to move forward. So the third slide is we have an outline of the program. So let's say I have a 3-month business coaching program. Week 1, we're going to create your success blueprint and reverse engineer it. Week 2, we're going to set up your sales system. Week 3, we're going to create your launch. Week 4, it could be life coaching, it could be fitness coaching, it could be healing therapy, it could be a social media or AI agency. The same process still holds true. At the end of that, they're going to feel a sense of certainty. You're foreshadowing. or what they call an NLP, future pacing, and they feel a sense of certainty. Moving into the fourth and final slide, where everybody gets it wrong, is the payment options. If you have one offer, it's your core offer, say one-on-one coaching, we have two options. We never have less than two and more than three. For example, if it's a 3-month program, I might say, well, I'm going to do a deal for you today for $4,997 upfront. You need to also make it easy for people to get in. You want to have the lowest rate possible for people to get in. I'm not saying cut back on profit margins or make it cheaper or do discounts. You want to make it as easy as possible for people to get in, especially if you're working with people that might not have a lot of money or they are a startup business or whatever it might be. So what you want to do is then have a weekly option or a payment plan. Quick question. Would you rather make consistent income or inconsistent? I'm guessing, like most people, you'd rather make consistent income. So a lot of new coaches make the mistake of buying into a lot of gurus, take as much money as you can, charge as much as you can, and take it all up front, which sounds good. But the problem is when you take upfront payments, two things. Number one, if you're just starting out, you don't have a lot of money and you're going to probably spend it. Number two, have you earned that money yet? You haven't earned it. There's a difference between received income and earned income. In the beginning, I want people to pay regularly so I can have regular, consistent income. So it might be upfront 4,997 or the weekly payment, which is 499, okay, 497. The prices need to make sense psychologically. There needs to be a congruity between them. If I have $5,000 and then 236.50, it seems weird, right? So it needs to flow again. So if you have a core offer, two options, I call it advanced and easy. Today, if I choose to work with you, you can pay up front, get out of the way, no extra costs. Or if you don't have access to the 4,997 right now, that's a problem. I just showed you the solution. We can get you started for just $499 a week, or whatever the price is. I wouldn't recommend going under $199 a week, no matter what your currency is. That's quite a low price already. It's obviously going to be different for fitness coaching versus business coaching versus high-end, whatever it is, AI development, software development, etc. So here, I'll say, hey, we've got two options, upfront or easy. What I do is with the upfront, you can use Stripe, something like that, not a problem. With the regular payments, I would use a direct debit company like Go Cardless because you can get all the money, get it in one lump sum. It's all tracked. It's good for the bookkeeper. They can track it through Xero, all that cool stuff as well. My goal is to help you make at least $5,000 a week every week in your bank account in one lump sum, minimum. Now, if you have multiple offers, say you've got group coaching and one-on-one coaching, I would only have no more than 3 options. If you go to our website, thesurgeinstitute.com, you'll see that whether you're buying a website package, an ads package, you're hiring a closer, a virtual assistant, or you're doing an accelerator program, we have the Swift Surge, the Rapid Surge, and the Ultra Surge. 3 tiers. We have the low, the mid, and the high. Never have less than 2 and more than 3, and watch your conversion rates skyrocket. That's the pitch deck. So number 1 is your audience. Number 2, your messaging. Number 3 is your pitch deck, your offer. Number 4 is your sales process, your sales script. A lot of people have a resistance against scripts. I've been selling for 25 years. A lot of people say, Jace, I don't want to sound like a robot. And my reply is, well, don't speak like one, right? You want to create a business now. So when you do get to a point in the future, you are equipped to hire a closer, to hire a social media manager, to hire an appointment setter. When you hire somebody in your organization, I believe for me, I want to have a system where I can train them in how I wish for them to communicate, interact, and speak, whether it's onboarding, whether it's selling, whether it's appointment setting, whether it's customer service, whether it's phone call, DM, or anyway, because then I can track and measure, and I can help correct, and I can help them improve. So with the sales presentation, we've tested and measured everything you can imagine. What we found works best is 2 calls, a 30-minute discovery call and a 30-minute sales call. You can call it whatever you like. Doesn't really matter what the label is. In the 30-minute first call, we just ask questions and gather information. The second call, we share our pitch deck. It's a pitch deck, not a presentation deck, and we sell our offer. Side note, bonus training. A huge mistake I see a lot of coaches and agency owners make is they get a yes and they get off the call without receiving the Stripe link, the payment, the DocuSign, the contract, or whatever it is. You want to receive and confirm the upfront payment or the paperwork for the payment plan or the weekly direct debit. Super important. That two-step process will give you an increase, gave us 22% increase in conversions. Because in between, we create compliance by having them do a bit of an exercise and start coaching them, see how coachable they are. We also, in that presentation, especially if it's coaching, we don't sell coaching, we interview. When we get on a call, we ask you a series of questions where you've got to convince us why we should choose to work with you. Because don't you want to wake up with your calendar filled with dream clients? Have you ever woken up and looked at your calendar and thought, shit, I got that person today? It's not a good way to wake up or to do business, unless you have other coaches and you can offload them to them, of course. And the fifth and final SOP is a pre-qualifying form. We want to have a form that people fill out to fully qualify them. So you know that they can afford it, they're the decision maker. You want them to know the price. You want them to have the right problems and goals, be in the right location, all that cool stuff. These are the 5 SOPs that if you have in place, if you have the right audience, avatar, and niche, you have the right messaging, 3 core message pillars, you have the right pitch deck and offer with pricing, you have the right sales process, and you have the right pre-qualifying and full qualifying system in place, you not only will drastically increase conversion rates, but you're going to find it so much easier to attract your dream client through your micro marketing daily content like this, and also through your macro marketing through events, podcasts, books, or anything else you do on a larger scale. I actually put all of this into a free course. If you want to get access to the free course, there'll be a link somewhere in the description if it's YouTube, or in the mastermind if you've joined our Surge Mastermind. And you can get all my personal worksheets, pitch deck templates, examples, and more that you can personalize completely free. Click on that link and grab it. As I do this video, I'm about to release my new book, The Online Coach's Business Bible, How to Build a 6, then 7-figure coaching business for online coaches. It's the most in-depth, comprehensive, structured, objective, evergreen roadmap for coaches ever written. If you're watching this in the near future, you can buy it on Amazon, or there'll be a link somewhere you can click on and get a free copy, a digital version. It is a game changer. It has everything to go from zero, launch, refine sales SOPs, get book solid one-on-one, launch groups, cohorts, masterminds, scaling, AI, ads, psychology, and everything you need to build 6, 7, multiple 7 figures online. So hope that adds some value to you. If you haven't yet, click on subscribe if you're watching YouTube. If you want to join our mastermind, you can go to surgemastermind.com and you can join our mastermind. I post heaps of stuff in there as well. And the question I want to ask you is, before you go, which of these 5 right now, if you were to complete right now, would help you move the needle and start getting more sales? Because I've never met a coach or agency making less than $1 million a year that has these 5 things dialed in. And when they do, that's when rapid growth comes.